Oh shit, I wasn't. 12 minutes? Oh shit. That's 11.
Hello, everyone. Good morning,
Shit,
good evening, good day, and good time zone to you all, and welcome back to our second of 3 live streams to go ahead and talk about what's going to be coming with Destiny 2 Into the Light on April 9th. As a reminder, everything you're about to see is available to all players, just as was everything last week when we went ahead and had a chance to go ahead and walk through Onslaught. Now, today we've obviously got a few topics that we touched on last week. We've got a new social space to go ahead and check out. We're going to look at some rewards, obviously, and maybe an up-close and personal look at the Brave Arsenal. But of course, I'm not the only one who's going to be talking through it. I'm joined by an all-star cast of folks here from the Bungie development team, and I'm going to go ahead and go on down the line and introduce them. If you were here last week, you obviously recognize his face, but Tom Farnsworth, Senior Design Lead, how you doing today?
I'm doing great, yeah. And a little bit about myself here. I've been at Bungie for about 12 years, maybe a little longer. It's been a while.
A decade plus.
And obviously there's some stuff we're going to be looking at today that's kind of like full circle.
Yeah.
With, the Space Tiger logo and Into the Light there from the early days of Destiny. And I've been fortunate to, I was able to place the Kavastov way back in Cosmo for y'all to pick up.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah, that was something. Obviously, it was Foundation. Teams are stronger than heroes is a big team effort, but there's a few things that I'm really having had a chance to work and proud to interact with players. And then there's some things I'm a little more infamous for, like placing the drop pods in Homecoming.
So follow him on Twitter, let him know how you thought about that. Right.
And then over the past few years, I've been working on seasons and things like the 30th and Into the Light.
Season.
As a creative.
Oh, he worked on 30.
Very cool. Thank you very much for your hard work. As someone who's played a lot of it, excited to go ahead and dive in more of it today. And of course, also we're joined by Chris Proctor, Senior Design Lead here at Bungie. Chris, for the fine folks at home who may not have heard you on a podcast or know anything about you, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do here at Bungie?
Yeah, hey Andy, thanks. I joined Bungie 4.5 years ago as weapons feature lead for Destiny 2. So a bunch of Destiny releases. This will be my 17th.
You're the weapon man.
Yeah.
He's the weapon
man. Greatest hits.
Yes, sir. The
it's going to be cool. We obviously have a lot of stuff to
talk
through with the Arsenal today. And, greatest hits.
Although I already do have a complaint. Why Kinetic Tremors on Minute Goop? Why though? Why you torch us hand cannon? Us fine kinetic hand cannon enjoyers like that. That want hand cannons to be grabbed. It is.
And of course, last but very not least, down at the end, the one and only Kelsey Rice, systems designer here at Bungie. Kelsey, how you doing today?
Hello, I'm doing great.
All right, well, obviously the third verse, same as the second and the first. For the folks at home who may not know you or know anything about your work, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do here at Bungie?
Yes, I'd love to. First, yes, I'm a systems designer at Bungie. I've been here for about 2.5 years. And I work on a lot of fun stuff like quests and pursuits and progressions, a lot of like spreadsheet design, which I really love.
The fabric that holds all of our adventures together, honestly.
Yes.
Very exciting. Well, obviously you've had a big hand in Into the Light as well today. We're going to go ahead and dive into that here in just a bit. But before we go ahead and dive on, is there anything you guys are excited about today in particular, or should we just go ahead and show rather than just tell? What do you think? Show it is. Yeah. All right, let's go ahead and dive on in. Dive on in, rather. So we're going to start off. We have a brand new social space, the Hall of Champions, that we're going to go ahead and check on out. Kelsey, Kelsey's the one who's responsible for taking us through that. So shall you return to the throne world, obviously, and dive on in?
Bring me your tithes.
Perfect, excellent. That's right. There are tithes to be gathered. Now, while we're on the way, Tom, the Hall of Champions is a brand new social space here in Destiny 2. Where is this? Where are we gonna where's this place been? Why are we checking it out now?
Exactly.
So Shax has carved out just a little bit of the backstage of the tower. Yeah. And you're gonna see a few little fun nods here to Destiny history.
Yep. All right. Now on screen.
Yeah, we've got Kelsey on screen here. We got Sweepybot, and this is actually the lead up to the Hall of Champions.
This is where they keep it all the time.
Yeah, this is where there's an off season for a lot of the holiday events.
Yeah, little pile of snow.
And there's a little snow there. There's some greenery.
This is interesting. All right, so we found a bit of the storage room to a degree. So he's carved out space maybe that has been hiding in plain view potentially for other sweeper bots or red jacks around the tower.
There's some stuff from
is that the AED?
The Onslaught is ADU.
No, that's right. Yeah. Noah put it here himself.
That's AED.
No, in our space, if we just take
the turrets are dead.
Here's the Champions Hall.
The
Hall of Champions.
All right, so this is the Hall of Champions.
And just like Zur kind of
carved out
Eternity for the 30th anniversary, Shax has kind of set this space aside for us, and Into the Light, where all your armor, your weapons, your rewards. This is going to be your home base for Into the Light.
Excellent. Awesome. All right. Well, Kelsey, can you go ahead and show us a little bit? We're going to go ahead and walk up here. We see a whole bevy of chests, actually. Let's go ahead and start there. What are we looking at, and how do we go ahead and start cracking these open, rather?
Yeah. So as you can see, this space is just full of chests. You can see here all the class icons on the floor, a little bit like 30th
Titan.
You can come here to redeem this currency, trophies of bravery, that you're going to earn from completing Onslaught and from playing the broad game in Destiny. So all of these trophies here, if you progress your hype, you'll be able to spend them here at all these chests.
14?
You get a really cool set of armor. I can pull open my character so you can see what that looks like on the hunter.
That's right. Also, too, so for the folks at home, we went ahead and
Recluse, Mountain. I think that's Mountain. That looks like Mountain Tide. The fuck is that? I actually don't. Great, another heavyweight frame gel. Just what we needed in this game.
It's not a weight frame.
Or whatever, a heavy gel. Just what everyone needs. Like, and no one's gonna
mention
use
this as well online, but as a quick reminder, this is actually an armor set that's inspired by year 1 of Destiny 2. Tom, this is the parade armor set, I believe is what we're referring to it as.
So it's the D2 year 1 parade armor.
That's right. Yeah.
Homecoming. It's the classic set. We're again like full circle.
Cloak.
Here. Yeah. We were like beginning.
Wait, that's the armor in the.
There, and now we're
wait, is that the armor in the concept
ending
art?
the fight here. We're getting ready to take the.
Turn it around to see the cloak.
This iconic set of armor. We're calling the parade armor 2.0.
Yeah.
And everyone
Shax is there.
It's available to all players. Excellent. And there's some other cosmetics we can show off here that kind of play with it too.
Very nice. And also too, for folks out there, we have the hunter here. Actually, Kelsey, can we check out the armor set one more time?
Yeah.
For the folks at home. Also too, so this is an up close and personal look, obviously, at this armor set, which will be available to everyone that goes ahead and jumps into the Light. Also too, there's a Titan set and a Warlock set, we should also say.
Hey, the cloak,
you can go ahead and see in the key art as well, but obviously this will be arriving on April 9th, so you'll get a chance to go ahead and go hands-on. But
oh no, that's so tragic.
I wouldn't be upset to go ahead.
It's like latest and his green time, especially
really
after last
like,
week.
setting all these, so we're working on all this stuff because
the favorite hunters, let's go W.
Finally being able to equip it in game was just such a cool experience.
Yeah, honestly. All right, so we're obviously equipped. We've got an armor set that we're going to go ahead and be chasing down, but we're now hanging out with Shax, and is that our site over there as well?
Yes, that is our site. And one last chest I want to point out here.
Oh, please.
This one is going to be your hub for just grinding out weapons. So those trophies that you'll be collecting with Shax, you can just keep redeeming them here, and you'll be able to get all your guns here. And this one here is
there's 12 weapons.
we're bringing back the Gift of the Thunder Gods. So if you need to catch up on
it's the Gift of the Thunder Gods.
Ready to hop right in. That's something you can do as well.
Wait, we only know 6 weapons. Because there's Recluse, Mountaintop, whatever that new heavy GL is, Hung Jury, Recluse, fucking one from last week that I don't care to know, and then Luna's Howl remastered. Yeah, we only know 6 of them. No, it's not.
Hungary.
Mountaintop.
Recluse. That grenade launcher.
That heavy GL that's in the inventory. Midnight Goo and Luna's Howl. That's all we know.
Until they show it later.
That's right. And honestly, it's again, as a reminder, this is available to all players. And so if you've got any friends that maybe aren't quite at that powerful cap, also too, actually, just double check. This will bring folks up to the powerful cap, was it?
Powerful, not pinnacle.
That's right. Okay, perfect. All right. So for your friends that want to go ahead and dive in right alongside you, even if they maybe haven't played, very much recently, they got a chance to go ahead and just catch right.
I'm not letting them dive. I'm not letting friends that haven't played in a while dive.
So let's go ahead and talk to Shax, actually, the starting point. So how are we going to be working with Shax? Obviously, he's opened up his Den of Antiquities to us, but Kelsey, can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, so we need to pull out all the stops in defeating the Witness. So Shax has opened up his brave arsenal for us. And as you can see, Shax is really like the shining star of this area. I've been kind of panning by all these hollow Shaxes that line the space, which I'll be happy to talk about in a moment.
Oh yes.
But yeah, let's go talk to him and see what he's got. So over the course of Into the Light, as you earn reputation with him, you're going to be able to progress and get all this cool stuff. One thing in particular I want to point out.
Interesting.
This key
This is one of two keys needed to unlock the Super Black containment at the rear of the Hall of Champions. The other key, Super Black Key Omega, is held by RC 9940. Complete weekly weapon.
How much are you willing to bet it's gonna be locked until the week before Final Shade?
I bet $5 that's locked until sometime else, until literally either the last week of Final Shape, or until May. I bet you that it's gonna be locked until either May or Final Shape, because that's what they like doing. They like
a
stuff.
Super Black key. Is that what I'm seeing over there, Kelsey?
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, I wonder where that goes.
So maybe people that are D1 vets potentially from back in the day might remember this. Is this what's this symbiote we're looking back here?
What is that?
Yeah, right now it's pretty powerful. It's in containment, but if you keep playing into the light, you'll be able to get access to the keys you need to unlock this, and get access to the shader.
Oh, it's so good. All right. So obviously, too, yes, as a reminder, heads up to everyone. So one of the ultimate rewards available through this will indeed be the return of the Super Black shader. It's back. Finally, it's back. There's probably some song lyrics to go along with that. I couldn't tell you what they are, but I will say to the Destiny Fashion subreddit, we are prepared for you to go ahead and take this on wholesale. So actually, let's go ahead and take a look. Let's go ahead and just equip Super Black and give it a look really quickly. Oh man. Chat, how do you feel? Come on.
It's everyone's G. All black shader.
Excellent. All right.
Yeah.
So Shax is obviously going to be there to help us get rewards. In addition to the Brave Arsenal and the armor.
That's
Super
funny.
Black
it's
is
funny
waiting
that
for us.
it's funny that they're
So
locking
tell
a
us a little
shader
bit about
behind
our site as well.
time
Actually,
gates.
I'm not sure if many people in the.
Okay, I'm sorry to hate on Bungie, but it's kind of funny that you're locking a shader that people have desired for a long time behind a time gate. It's not a paywall this time; it's a time gate, because I gotta earn that playtime out of players.
The chat know about him. He's usually lived in lore entries, but let's go ahead and get a look and see what we're going to be working with him on.
Yeah. So our site has a lot of quests for us, and we did some pretty interesting things, in my opinion, with.
I told you. May. Because there's 4 of them, and they're weekly. May. First week, second week, third week, fourth. Wait, no. Second week, third week, fourth week, fifth week. Hold on. Ain't no way that
some of the quests you can pick up from our site.
Please
they're
go
gonna
over
unlock
to
a couple things. They also have very fun puns that we had a lot of fun working on. So for every single weapon that we're going to be talking about today, there's a corresponding quest. Once you've completed the quest for that weapon,
so there's a sniper.
It's Succession. You can see it in the rewards.
you're going to be able to unlock access to that weapon. Drop.
Wait! Don't tell me that's Succession.
A lot of fun working on a couple things. They also have very fun.
Why does Succession need another sniper based off of it? It's already good. I promise you, if this Succession doesn't have reconstruction, it's not going to be as good as the old one. It's not going to be as good as the old one. Its perks have to either be better than Succession. It has to have it more than likely about that bait and switch. Either that, or it's gonna have a hella good perk. Hella good origin perk, because personally, I'm not going to use this over normal Succession, the Deep Stone Crypt one, the craftable one.
A lot of fun working on.
So
for every single weapon that we're going to be talking about today, there's a corresponding quest. Once you've completed the quest for that weapon, you're going to be able to unlock access to that weapon dropping as rewards.
This new one over the
but there's 2 other really cool things that we can talk about there. One, we have these special limited edition appearances for the Brave Arsenal.
Yeah.
So completing these quests, you're going to get a guaranteed, curated copy of these limited edition weapons.
Excellent.
Which I'm happy to show. They look rad.
Spin to win. Spin.
You'll unlock attunement, which is something I can talk about in a second.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So let's take a look at some of these.
So here's a look, of course.
Yeah, man.
Obviously, for the folks at home, they may remember this one. I get a hunch that chat.
Oh my God. Autoloading Vorpal or Frenzy. That's either Frenzy or Keep Away.
I think it's Keep Away.
What the fuck? What are they doing? I don't know how powerful Mountaintop. Again, it's 18. Are all is weapon cap 1830?
They said that it wasn't in the last stream, but I don't believe it.
Because why is it here again?
Exactly. Why is 1830?
I gotta go check in game. I gotta go check in game.
So he's getting a little excited, but
no, the weapon cap is
Mountaintop has
1820.
returned.
Yeah.
So this is a quick
Why
look at
is it
Mountaintop,
18?
Why are
obviously,
they showing
Chris,
it as 1830?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Unless there's a 10 power level increase.
What are they gonna be doing? Which I doubt.
I don't doubt it. There's 2 months. People usually go up 10 power levels in like 2 months. Like right now, I'm 1830 on my character with the 20 plus artifact.
Yes.
I know that for a fact, and I know that means the weapons are 10 under that. So that means these are not all of our weapons currently cannot physically get to 1830. So I don't know why they're showing it here.
We're going to dive in more with the whole Brave Arsenal in a little bit, but this is, I believe she touched on the limited edition versions of these, the ornaments that exist on there. Can you tell us a little bit about what the limited edition variants of these are that are available over the course of Into the Light? This is, obviously, Chris, we're going to dive in more with the whole Brave Arsenal in a little bit, but this is, I believe she touched on the limited edition versions of these, the ornaments that exist on there. Can you tell us a little bit about what the limited edition variants of these are that are available over the course of Into the Light?
Sure, yeah.
No, stop making stuff limited edition. You're just gonna give people more FOMO. No, stop. I know, whatever.
Yeah, so the Brave Arsenal weapons will drop from Onslaught, and we're talking a little bit about...
What is that?
I think it's a Master of Arms.
What is that?
I
actually don't remember
achievement
that
and
part.
whatnot here. There is a low chance that
is
one will
that?
drop as a
Grenaded
limited
melee?
edition variant,
It's
which
the
comes
new
pre-equipped
ability.
with a
It's the new-
super shiny ornament that's locked to that
whatever it's
weapon.
called.
Yeah.
The
So
fucking-
the
Edge
edge transit
transit.
here is
the fucking origin perk.
Oh yeah, people are definitely gonna use the Edge Transit grenade. No, this is a copium pick. If you ever use Edge Transit, no, copium pick. That's Cascade Point. That looks to be Frenzy, as far as I can tell. That is auto loading, and that is Deconstruct, I think.
edition variant.
See,
These
another
are
1830 weapon.
kind of exotic levels of fancy.
Yeah.
See, they're
Can't
trying
show
to
this
tell us
the
something.
ornaments. You have to remove the ornament first.
Got it.
The ornaments...
Chain Reaction, Eager's Edge.
It just fucking replaces the other goddamn.
It
sword.
doesn't. It really doesn't.
And but people are gonna go for this one more because they could. Well, they'll say later on, but more people are gonna go for this one.
Oh yeah, Eager's Edge and Chain Reaction on a Void Sword. Copium.
will only be available
No,
up
there's
until
a
the
reason
final shape
that
launches.
they're gonna be going for these weapons
limited
more than
edition
the
variants.
Nightfall
Makes
weapons.
sense.
So the base versions will continue to
Especially
be
new.
available.
So is the
The limited edition variants
make
will only be available. So you have to remove the ornament first.
got it.
The ornaments will only be available up until the final shape launches.
Yeah.
The limited edition variants.
Okay, so
Makes sense.
So the
so there's ornaments on the weapons that are only gonna be available until final shape.
Yes.
That's dumb. So dumb. That's idiotic. Even that's just creating FOMO. That's what you're
That's the
doing.
point.
Honestly, I would not be surprised if this tanks final shape numbers.
base versions will continue.
They're
to be
saying
available.
that's why.
So is the ultimate I was there version.
Well, they say later on that it's because it's the ultimate you had to be there moment for
Yeah.
the weapons.
Yeah, exactly. That's creating FOMO. That is the very definition of
With the
FOMO.
limited edition on there, but other than that, after the final shape launches, people will still be able to get these weapons and keep farming for them.
Yeah, there's a
Rampage and Kelly Tally. You think this is replacing my commemoration? That's cute. No, I'm not replacing that with an exclamation. That's cute. Moving on.
Just a bit, chat.
I don't need to see it.
Few,
I don't need to see it. Moving on.
Check it out.
You think that's replacing my
But also
commemoration?
to the
You're
folks
dead
that wanna go
wrong.
ahead
It's
and
level
farm
600.
these rolls out.
It's level
Elsie,
almost
Lee just mentioned
700 with
attunement. Can you tell us a little bit more about that before
23,000
we move
kills.
on?
No.
Yes, I'd love to. So,
Rampage
cool
and
thing that you can
killing
do when
tally.
completing
You gotta do
these
better
weapon
than that.
quests, which are available at our site, is attune to a weapon. So let's say that there's a weapon you really want to drop.
Succession.
You can bend luck in your favor and make it more likely for that weapon to appear. So, for example, I can do that now. Let's do.
You didn't even show all the weapons.
Let's do.
You only showed the heavy weapons.
Chat seems to be pretty hyped on Recluse.
So, if you're looking around, you'll see there's all of these Shaxes everywhere, which we just had an absolute blast working with and coming up with. And
Okay, this is
once you've
copium.
unlocked attunement,
I thought you said they were gonna show all the weapons. They didn't. They didn't.
They do.
They didn't.
They do.
They didn't.
Takes them
you
a
can just
while.
freely do this at any time. You can change your attunement at any time.
Ooh,
You can choose which
succession's
weapon
there.
has a higher chance of dropping. So I'm going to do it
Recluse.
now. Okay,
There we go.
got our thumbs up. We're
Get
good.
the affirmation from
That's
Shax.
cool.
Yeah,
That's actually cool. That's
always use
actually
more
cool
affirmation.
It
animation.
never hurts, honestly. He
That's a
shouts
cool
them very
animation,
effectively, I
W.
might add.
Yes. So yeah. At any point, you can just visit another one. I could even just go and, unattune and reattune to my heart's content. Just once you've unlocked it, you can do that at any time.
Awesome.
So yeah, pick your favorites that you want to chase, and you'll have a much higher chance of getting them.
Shame.
Excellent.
Shame.
All right.
It's
Obviously,
a shame that
the
these
Hall of
aren't
Champions
gonna be
has a
crackable,
lot in
so.
store. There's even more, obviously, chat than is even.
It's a shame that these aren't gonna be crackable because none of these are replacing the current weapons in my arsenal. So, yeah, go ahead and keep speaking this copium because they're not replacing any of my weapons unless they're crackable. So, either unless they're crackable or some type of like crafting level equivalent happens.
Even
so.
here, but
Yeah,
we see what you're saying in chat. I feel the electricity in the air. I should also note one more thing.
that?
You should all go out and farm with impunity to go ahead and get the rolls you want ultimately, because
Impunity?
with the arrival of the final shape, we'll indeed be adding 100 more vault slots. So go out there.
No! Stop adding vault slots for these players. Stop. They need. Wait, hold on. It's going to 600 to 700.
Yes.
Actually, I need to do vault cleaning myself. Actually, so that's the next video. No, I'm capping. That's not the next video. That probably won't be the next
It will
video.
be the next video.
Actually, it probably will be. Actually, I just realized it probably has to because next week is the second, and then after that is. I probably do. Yeah, it's probably a smart idea to do it before this whole mess happens.
There, grab the rolls, grab 27 Edge Transit, and hold on to them until you get a chance to Google with.
You think I'm gonna grab 27 Edge Transit? I'm not grabbing that copium grenade launcher. I might grab one good roll of it, solely to have the ornament on it. That's about it.
Which one has the God roll?
And then it's
all
gonna go
up
into
you,
the vault,
but
never to be
we
touched
just want to
ever
let you know
again.
that with the arrival of the final shape, you'll be getting 100 more vault slots. So go ahead and dive on in and
That's
grab
his
whatever you want to
rifle.
go ahead and chase.
I know you'll use this
Excellent. All right. I think that's a solid tour of the Hall of Champions. I think maybe at this point we go ahead and start diving on in with the Brave Arsenal. Tom, what are you thinking?
Yeah, I'll hop in. Let's go clean out some lost sectors.
There we go.
Guns.
Excellent.
Yeah.
We got some demos to run as well. All right, everyone. So this is as a quick look at the Hall of Champions as well. Now we're going to go ahead and dive on in and look at the Brave Arsenal. Now, Chris, obviously you were intrinsically involved with kind of setting this whole thing up, with building the Brave Arsenal, deciding what was out there.
Yep.
Can you tell us a little bit about how you guys landed on this
I have the
iconic set
ghost.
of Destiny weapons for Into the Light?
Yeah, and we all have our own
I
favorite
would say
weapons
Succession is
internally,
iconic. I'd just
and
say more. It's
wanted
just,
to make sure that we
just
delivered on a ton of nostalgia for the whole like Destiny 2 weapon set.
Yeah.
If you look on Reddit or Twitter, there are hundreds of weapons that these could be. We
Yeah.
had to narrow it down to 12. It's like we couldn't reasonably fit any more into the activity.
Yeah.
We couldn't necessarily afford to make many more than that.
Here we go.
So it's
Wait, what? I wasn't
yeah, a
paying
whole set of
attention.
weapons from across Destiny's more than that.
Here we go.
So it's
What?
I have to say something's gonna either anger you or something.
Well, the- Blast
yeah, a whole
furnace.
set of weapons from across.
It's a pulse. That looks like a shotgun. How is that? No.
Destiny's history. A few recent ones. Most of them are from earlier in D2's
Yeah.
history.
So for those who have been terrorized by Blast Furnace and the Crucible, it's back now.
Yeah.
Obviously. Yeah, honestly, Tom, let's go ahead and just kind of walk through these. Let's go ahead and take us at a hung jury I see next as well.
Sure, I can just, do you want me to I'll just mouse over them here. Blast Furnace, hung jury,
Return as well.
Session.
For anyone that hasn't had a chance to dive into deep.
Why? Why do you do this? Why are you the way you are? I'm not putting connect. I don't care what you say. Any roll of any roll of Midnight Coup that has kinetic charmers, I'm deleting immediately. I want you to know. I'm only accepting explosive payload, Firefly with the second perk roll that isn't kinetic charmers, because kinetic charmers is dog shit.
Deepstone Crypt, they can get their hands on a raid weapon as well.
Yeah, I should just touch on Succession. And there's
please.
Forbearance in there as well. But these are fairly recent weapons, but they are...
What do you mean by forbearance? They said something about forbearance and I was not paying attention fully.
By default, you have to own the release that those raids came out in. So you have to own Beyond Light if you want to get Succession. You have to own Witch Queen if you want to get Forbearance.
Yeah.
The Onslaught versions of these weapons, or the Brave Arsenal versions, are available to all players. So you get a taste of what, like, the raw power of a raid.
It's just basically intrinsic fucking whatever the perk is called. For light subclasses, no, for light subclasses it's basically just intrinsic demolitionist, which okay, cool. And then when are you ever using a dark subclass melee, like
the
realistically?
Shurikens on stasis.
Oh yeah, the shurikens that you can throw and miss, yeah. Definitely using those.
Weapon.
Yeah. Which honestly, once you get Succession in your hand, suddenly everything feels so alive. Like it's like a ton of bricks. Let's see. We also have, there we go, Midnight Coup. For anyone who watched last week, thank you Noah as well for going ahead and showing this off. Midnight Coup obviously makes an incredibly triumphant return. Actually, can you adjust it just so it shows the waves in the shader, Tom? There we go.
There we go.
It never gets old, honestly. Harkens back to one of my favorite times in the Black Armory. Excellent. All right, so we have a full list here. So we've gone over all of them in the primary slot.
And the heavy slot.
Let's go ahead and move on down to the green ammo selection as well. Obviously, Recluse chat, you've all noticed that. We're just as happy that it's back as you are. Let's go ahead and take a look at what else we got in store there.
Luna's Howl.
Luna's Howl, of course. Actually, in particular with Luna's Howl, I know we were talking about this a little bit earlier, but you know, these weapons are not necessarily their previous state, just kind of held in stasis, but you guys have brought them forward with new perks. You've kind of done some redesigns as well. With Luna Howls in particular, you were mentioning that the Magnificent Howl perk has undergone a rework as well.
Yeah, in its original shipping form.
Number of precision final blows before reloading affects the total rounds granted with increased range damage. Precision final blows with Magnificent Howl active extends the effect for additional rounds. Not bad. Although, counterpoint, had this roll, Magnificent Howl, Incandescent in these two slots, maybe. And then, for PvE, Heal Clip and, I don't know, what else would you go on that first slot?
That was way too strong, because it would let you two-tap a Guardian in PvP incredibly fast with the perk up.
Yeah.
180 RPM. So we brought Luna's Howl forward as a 140 RPM hand cannon, but it retains the precision frame, so it's super easy to control the recoil.
Yeah.
We've also redesigned the Magnificent Howl perk, so that now lets you build up stacks of super bullets.
Just like,
Yeah.
With just like Hot Wind, but it doesn't.
And then you can unleash those on Guardians to do massive damage. You can get a two-tap, but it requires a little bit more effort.
Yeah.
And obviously very strong in PvE as well.
Yeah, got to bide your time and actually land those headshots.
Yeah.
I'm saying that mostly to myself in the mirror as I get upset for losing another round of trials, but.
So we had two hand cannons in this release, Midnight Coup and Luna's Howl.
That's right, yeah.
We assigned those to two different designers.
Yeah.
And there's a competition going on to see which one is more popular or is more effective.
Oh, really?
I like Midnight Coup better.
So everyone out there in chat right now should let us know which one of those two ends up being their favorite.
Yep.
We have an actual debt to settle internally here by the sounds of it. Which one do you think is going to win, Chris?
I'm a little biased.
A little biased?
I have my Midnight Coup from the Leviathan raid still in my vault.
Oh, yeah.
I'm deeply attached to that weapon.
Fair enough. All right.
We'll see.
see here. All right. Also, Elsie's. So
Elsie's
actually, here's a cool one as well.
Yeah.
This is no longer the Stranger's rifle. This is Elsie's rifle now.
Yeah, Elsie's no longer a stranger.
That's right. Yeah.
But yeah, this is a really
features
iconic
built
Destiny
my
1 weapon
hands.
that everyone
That looks
who
like
played
No
through the
Time to
Destiny 1
Explain.
campaign would have acquired. As
You're
a
not gonna lie,
Stranger's
that
rifle.
just looks like No Time
It's
to
come
Explain, but
forward
not
with as
exotic.
close to its original feel as we could manage, updated for the Destiny 2 sandbox. It's got
Zen
a ton
Moment
of
and
cool new traits.
Desperado.
It's really very, very strong, high impact
Yeah.
pulse rifle. It's running the
It's
rewind
void though,
rounds
so
hook,
consider it.
which we made for Bolt of Glass.
Yeah.
The D2 version, which is hook,
Oh, yeah.
which we made for the rifle. It's running the rewind rounds hook,
Oh, yeah.
which we made for Bolt of Glass.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
D2 version.
Well,
which
at least we
harks
know it
back
can
to
roll
the,
rewind
the
rounds.
original perks on the Stranger's Rifle in D1 as well.
This one already looks filthy, if I might say, with Zen Moment and Desperado on there. Like that's.
Desperado, yeah.
Did the
Zen
room get
Moment's
colder,
so
or what just
useful.
happened, honestly? And also, too, so there's a new, actually, as long as we're there, Tom, if you wouldn't mind actually opening that back up, there's a new origin trait, pardon me, as well on these.
I saw
Yeah,
it
that's
already.
right. So yeah, the Indomitability trait, final blows with a light subclass equipped grant grenade energy, and with a dark subclass equipped grant melee energy.
Excellent.
So you get like that sort of duality, and they're reasonably strong perks.
Yeah, designed to keep you in the fight either way.
Yep.
Excellent. All right, Tom, let's go ahead and keep checking out. What else do we have in store here?
Who thought this was a good idea? Who at Bungie thought this was a good idea to bring this back, to bring this to new players? Who? And then again, it's not gonna replace my crafted one that is hella more powerful than this one. But just by the looks of these perks alone, it's not gonna replace mine. Although I guess it's good that you free to play peasants can get them, but it doesn't seem like it. It doesn't seem like it has the same perks at the moment. It has chain reaction, which is the same perk, but disruption break does not seem to be the same.
Forbearance as well. So this is, you were talking about obviously getting that taste of raid weapons.
Yeah.
How did you guys go ahead and bring forbearance forward also too into the light? Like, what did you add new perks into the pool, or what did you guys end up doing to kind of retain that classic feel?
Yeah, so we wanted it to feel like the Witch Queen version, but with slightly updated perks. So the perk pools are fairly similar, but with a couple of spicy additions. So you'll notice Disruption Break left column on a waveframe grenade launcher, super, super strong.
Yeah.
It's not something that you get on the original
That'd
version.
be disgusting.
Yeah, but it's got all of the old classics. And
Yeah.
It's got the new Indomitability origin trait instead of the Soul Drinker trait. And that's the same is true of any other weapons which had already shipped with origin traits.
Yeah. Oh, it looks so good with that.
Like you'd say it's a monster, but Disruption Break usually doesn't work very well, unless you're facing a lot of arc shields. Then, yeah. But when are you ever realistically when Into the Light comes? When are you facing arc shields outside of knights and some fallen captains? Which we already know there's ogre spam. We already know there's mini bosses. We already know there's witches with solar shields that are going to be more dangerous than the knights and fallen combined, unless they're splash damage. Like, there's so much that, like, yeah, it has the potential to be disgusting, but it also has the potential to be a wasted perk. It also has the potential to be a wasted weapon slot if you don't do it right.
Ornament on there. And of course, I think was that a limited edition ornament on the Recluse as well that you have over there?
Yep, there's
Yeah,
a base
just
and
look at the.
Oh, let's take a look.
How can you tell the difference between the limited?
There we go.
Okay, how are you gonna be able to tell the difference between the limited edition and then the normal ones?
They'll tell you in a second.
No, that's again the ultimate
Ricochet rounds, I
As
noticed
you go ahead
that.
and begin your showdown with the witness, with the arrival
Feeding
of the final
Frenzy
shape.
and
Doesn't hurt to
I
have
don't
one of
know
these
what
sitting
that
on your
other
head.
perk is.
Obviously, to go ahead and make a statement the moment you walk into the room.
Okay, so this is.
Yeah, and this one is the curated version. The natural drops of the limited edition variants do have
Double perk. That's right. Yeah.
So that's what they're doing. I see. So, these are curated, right? The ones that drop in the World Loop will have double perks. That's how you can tell the difference between the normal ones and the... Okay. So you're just creating even more FOMO by doing that. I get it. You know what? I wasn't looking forward to playing D2 in 2 weeks, but now I have to. Because these double perk weapons are actually... Okay. You get the double perks on the... Say you get these special weapons. What is the point of using them over crafted weapons outside of them having 2 perk columns? Because right now, I'm still not seeing a point to use them over crafted weapons because they have they have enhanced traits. Unless these guns are able to get enhanced traits, they're kind of just like, eh. Like this forbearance is not gonna be is intrinsically not gonna be better than the one that we already have. Just a succession's not gonna be better than the one that we already have because both of those guns have enhanced perks. Like, yeah, it's giving you a taste of the raid weapons, but it's not giving you the full taste because they won't be as powerful unless they get enhanced traits. So it's just
That's the reason why they exist.
Yeah, but if you...
For the new players who can't... For new free-to-play players that can't access the raids and dungeons...
Yeah, but here's the thing.
Find teams to do them.
Okay, but here's
the... people who can't find teams to do them, to bring them in and help them get the experience of the raid weapons, even though... They're not, like, the peak raid weapons. They can't make them like the peak raid weapons, because if they do, they'll replace the raid weapons, and that means they'll lose playtime on those raids, because no one's going to go into the raid and get a weapon that they already get from a free-to-play experience.
That's actually fair. Actually, nah, never mind, that's fair. But then again, it's just, like, you have a lot of non-raid weapons here as well, like Recluse,
Some of the...
I was about to say Midnight Q. Yeah, most of them aren't even... No, actually, all these aren't in the game except for a select few.
Recluse, Mountaintop,
Midnight Q.
3 in the game, I think.
Midnight Q's not in the game.
I know, but Recluse, Mountaintop, and
yeah,
the other one are the only 3 that are in the game, but they're at 1600.
Yeah.
Excellent. And of course, our beloved Edge Transit.
No.
Yeah,
couldn't keep it away if we wanted to.
When we were looking at the fan favorite weapons, like we wanted to bring forward some of the strongest weapons from Forsaken.
Yeah. Not fan favorite. L.
Blasting away raid bosses with that transit.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. There's amazing memes associated with this weapon.
Yeah.
We actually brought it forward as one of the strongest heavy ammo grenade launchers.
Yeah, I was gonna say we were talking about that earlier. You're saying this one just hits like an absolute ton of bricks now.
Oh yeah, you can see some of the perks there. It's pretty wild.
I mean, honestly, yeah, this is looking pretty good. This is one that would obviously find a home in my loadout. My Void one specifically, but I'm also picky about that kind of thing. All right, what else do we have here in this bottom row? The one and only, the Falling Guillotine. Now, actually, one thing that you mentioned as we were kind of talking about this earlier as well that was kind of cool is this is also going to be probably the first sword outside of those available in Crota's End, I believe, that has sword logic on it as well.
Yeah,
that's
right.
roll with sword logic.
Seems like a...
What? Why can't it roll sword logic? What does sword logic do again?
I don't know.
I know it does something. I'm pretty sure it's in a raid, so it's a powerful perk. But why can't it roll sword logic? That doesn't make sense for falling guillotine to be able to roll it. Actually, yeah.
Great opportunity to put that perk on something that isn't from that raid, and
Yeah,
a little bit earlier than we would normally put raid perks onto a new weapon.
Yeah. I'm also going to echo chat here for a second. Is that Eager Edge I see on there?
That is an Eager Edge, yeah. It'll only be the second sword outside of
the
30th anniversary.
Yeah.
Have access to that.
It would basically just be the Slammer and then the Falling Guillotine from... Yeah, that's it. That's actually exciting.
Yeah, and this one has like the classic Void perk combo of Repulsor Brace.
Yeah.
Destabilizing rounds. It's good fun. And a lot of other strong.
Repulsor Brace and Destabilizing rounds.
And then, of course, we're also joined by the Hammerhead. Hammerhead, honestly. It's as long as you're dipping your toe into the world of the Black Armory, this is obviously one that has to.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna use it over my level over my level 700 commemoration. So nice try, Bungie.
Come forward.
Everyone's favorite legendary machine gun.
Yeah, seriously.
Can't go past it.
It just from the sound to the rate of fire, everything about it just is one that lives on in my memories and my dream journals, honestly, at this point.
And it's not gonna replace my commemoration. My commemoration is my beloved minigun, baby. You will have to make this gun. You'll have to make this gun slap harder than commemoration, in order for me to use it more. You have to make it sound nice. You have to make it slap harder. You have to make you have to do some level of like the crafted weapons, because I'm not getting off my crafted weapons for these normal world loophole weapons.
All right, so we have a whole.
I barely do that.
Now, Tom, you've got some loadouts set up. You've got some lost sectors that you're going to go ahead and start diving in on. I vote you go in there and start tearing it up. So we're already there. Okay, that's fantastic.
The classic mountaintop recluse combo here.
Yeah.
And there's some new stuff with mountaintop.
I didn't get back on my phone.
Rocket jump.
That's right. So I'm so glad we got to that point this early, because
Riley's gonna be happy about that. A lot of people are gonna be happy about that. Yeah. Apparently, you can rocket jump with that now. Yeah, a lot of people are gonna be happy about that, especially in those hardcore sections, especially warlocks.
One of the things that was really cool about sort of seeing this development process behind the scenes was, obviously one of the core tenets was to make sure that you're retaining that.
Okay, now that's what I would get mountaintop for.
Classic feel of these weapons and what made them so great to begin with.
Because it's cool as well.
You've kind of done some redesigns and expanded even just on the loot pool, or pardon me, on the perk pool rather. How did you guys kind of go about the process of sort of rebuilding these weapons for this modern era of Destiny?
Yeah, I mean, we held off on bringing Mountaintop into the sort of modern Destiny because it was just way too strong in both PvP and in PvE.
Yeah.
In PvP, it was like a pretty unpleasant meta when Mountaintop was part of everyone's loadout, so we definitely didn't want it to be able to one-hit kill even with a direct hit in PvP anymore.
Fair.
So we've reduced that a little bit. But we also saw how excited people were for the Danger Zone rocket launcher perk, launching you into the air. So we've made that part of the base behavior of the new micro missile frame grenade launcher intrinsic. So you do super low self-damage and give yourself a massive physics impulse.
The Team Fortress 2 soldier mains are just suddenly dusting off their rocket launchers in real time right now, obviously. So obviously too is
too bad this comes out in 2 weeks and everyone
kind of the intrinsic feel of these weapons. Were there any?
Kill the mini boss
This is how this change needs to go. Like obviously, Magnificent Howl got a change, but is there anything else in that pool that feels like it was really kind of a cool leap forward for these weapons?
I think Blast Furnace is a good example because the Black Armory version rolled with scopes, which like everyone would just pick the best scope. Like internally, we felt like the Rasmussen ISA scope was like by far the best. Really, really clean.
Yeah.
And with the changes to damage fall off on weapons, zoom doesn't matter that much anymore anyway.
Yeah.
So it comes pre-equipped with that scope geometry, but it can roll barrels instead. So you get all the benefits of stats. Stats are already pretty juiced.
Yeah.
But you have that classic scope geo.
Actually, also, too, to
Some of these
channel chat
weapons
one
would
more
be fun
time,
to use.
as a quick heads up as well, these weapons, while they won't be craftable, they are going to be enhanceable. Is that correct?
Correct, yeah. So these weapons...
They're going to be enhanceable.
Yes.
will retroactively be enhanceable when the final shape comes out. So any drops that you get.
Okay, when the final shape comes out, which is in 2, so they won't be enhanceable so they won't be enhanceable immediately. Is what you're saying. So okay, well, that brings up an interesting question for Bungie now. How are you gonna do the double perk ones? That brings up a hell interesting question. Let's see how if they address it.
During this initial period, you'll be able to.
Ooh, barbarians.
Excellent. Okay, so you want to make sure to really hold on to those god rolls that like.
Yeah, true. Although I will probably only be aiming for the double perked ones then, since these are going to be enhanceable. I guess enhancing is kind of like crafting, in a way.
Yes.
Although it's not like letting you choose your masterwork or all that. It's letting you just enhance the perks, and making those more powerful. And in turn, making the hand cannon making the weapon not only have levels now, but I think it has levels. If it's going based off the raid one, it'll have levels now on top of like it'll have levels on top of like, oh, like you get to adjust like these 2 perks and that's it. I believe that's how the raid enhancing works. That once you do enhance, it starts getting levels.
Yes.
Okay, so that means there is technically going to be a craftable hand cannon. I say that with air quotes because it's not craftable, but it is. But it will have levels, like sort of like the crafting system.
.gg went ahead and told you about. Yeah. All right, so Tom, you've swapped your loadout now. Is this Blast Furnace we see you were?
Yeah, you were just talking about Blast Furnace, so I thought I'd hop over to it.
It's thematic, yeah.
Nice and
Use
smooth,
forbearance.
like it always was.
Use it. Pick the
Kelsey,
special
actually, too,
ammo.
on your side, obviously having this
pick.
new tapestry of rewards to work with has been pretty exciting. As you
Pick,
kind of went
pick.
ahead and sort of hatched your plans of how players would go about getting these, kind of what role did these weapons play, I guess, in the overall reward structure?
Yeah, of course. So we wanted the rewards of this release to be all about the weapons. And
yeah.
The shining stars, they're awesome. So I saw people were asking a little bit about what we're going to be getting from Onslaught.
Yeah.
There's a lot of chests in there, and every single chest has a weapon in it, and all of those chests can react to attunement. So if you attune to a weapon, anytime you see a chest, it's going to happen. So
excellent.
Every weight.
Okay, so every time you see a chest, it's going to react to the attunement. That brings up the question of which do you want to attune first, and how do you actually get the limited time weapons then? Because the difference is you'll be able to tell the difference between both of those weapons by the double perks and the ornament, right? But it's just like, how do you go about getting them then? That's the point I'm trying to make. Because right now, all they're saying is just play Onslaught and you get the weapons. Like, nothing else, nothing more, nothing less. It's just like, okay, yes, we know we need to play Onslaught for these weapons. How would we go about getting the double perked limited time edition ones? That's what I want to know. Since they're limited time edition, they won't be in the loot pool forever. I would personally say just put them in any game, any mode of Onslaught. Specifically for the playlist one, have them at the end of, like, have one drop at the end, either have a chance to drop or have one drop at the end of wave 10. Right? And then for the non-playlist version with the non-playlist, non-legendary one, have those ones drop after every boss. So like 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50. Have 50 maybe have two drop or 2 to 3 drop. And then for the legend one, have at least 1 to 2 drop every 10 waves. So that way it makes it more worth to go to legend mode for those double perked exclusive limited time weapons. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
That's what they should, in my opinion, that's what they should do, and that's what they should have done. I'm not sure how you get them, but I'm just saying, if I was to be developing a game and these are limited time weapons only available for 2 months, that's what I would do. Because then you just have to, then at that point you would just yank them out of the loot pool after that. So, yeah.
Every set, not every wave, that'd be crazy. Every set. There's a chest with a weapon in it. If you do it at higher difficulty, there are 2 chests. They both have weapons in them. And if you keep the ADU alive throughout the entirety of Onslaught, there's another bonus chest available. So you can get a lot. If you just keep yourself kicking and get all the way through there, keep the ADU up, there's a lot of guns to be had.
So those folks who are going to dive into the legend.
So, yep, like I said. She said there's going to be, after every 10, there's going to be 1 chest in the playlist, I think.
Yes.
I think she just said what I said, I think.
Yeah.
Every time you keep every 10 waves, there's going to be 2 chests for, I think, it's either Legend or the other one, or the normie one. I don't know.
Legend 50 wave version of Onslaught are going to be well rewarded for those efforts.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm asking partially for myself, obviously, as well, and my fire team at home who might be listening.
Weapons team is really excited about attunement because it, like,
yeah.
It gives players some control over the drops that they get, but it retains the excitement of those drops. Like you will get your blast furnace dropping from the chest. You don't have to go and focus it or anything like that.
Yeah.
Which we love that.
Actually, also too is you guys are also players of the game. Chris, were there any roles or weapons in particular where it was just your personal favorite that you had a lot of fun with in a playtest, or?
Probably of these weapons, my favorite is blast furnace.
Yeah.
With that classic scope and the role that I've got on mine, the role that I'm going to try and get in retail, is Headseeker Kill Clip, which is just really nasty in PvP.
Yeah.
I'm definitely going to. I'll put another few hundred hours in Crucible.
I'll be right there with you, honestly. The moment I can put Dead Man's Tail down again, then that will be the one that'll pick up immediately after. Kelsey, also too, is I know we were talking a little bit earlier. You've been deep into the Onslaught playtests as well, so that means in addition to the Brave Arsenal, you've got everything else at your beck and call. What are some cool builds you've been working on, honestly, to go ahead and really emphasize these new weapons?
Yeah, I've been really enjoying. Solar Warlock I found is really fun in Onslaught because you can find a lane and just completely nuke it if you get your unlimited grenades going. You can just
Solar Warlock. I heard Solar Warlock and nuking lanes with grenade stuff. That's all I heard. Yeah. You know what we're playing when we get. You know what subclasses we're all going on when Onslaught comes out. All Solar Warlocks.
No.
Yes. Completely destroyed.
You don't have a choice.
Really partial to
you don't have a choice.
No.
Useless.
Yeah, I tend to get.
All right, so if you die on. All right, so we're going to Legend then. Yeah. And if you die at wave 1 on Nova 5, you're never allowed on Nova 5 ever again. That's just the rules. I don't make them. I just follow them and enforce them.
A little feral, a little too excited. Sometimes having kill clip on it or something can give me that extra staying power I need to keep that ADU up.
It's part of, you got to be in the fight as much as you possibly can, and I say that partially as a Void Hunter who crutches on invisibility and runs away right away, so I understand and respect the hustle that I don't end up having. Also too, we got a question from chat from Lil Camino, I think is how you pronounce the name. My mistake if you get it correct. But just to reiterate, will these weapons be attainable after the final shape arrives?
Yes, the base weapons will be, but the limited edition variants with those sweet ornaments will not.
Excellent. All right. So again, make sure you go ahead and dive on in once Into the Light is here, and make sure you get that I was there card, more or less. At least again, speaking for myself. So also too is I heard you guys mention briefly curated roles as well, because kind of like a part of the quests process, was it with Shaxx or our site rather?
With our site, yes.
Thank you. That's right. So is this one that you guys have set up where it's like this is the go-to role? This is from our opinion, like one of our favorites, or what was the process of kind of building those curated roles?
Yeah, we try to deliver something which is like an extremely good role, not necessarily the single perfect role, because we want you to have a reason to go in and get excited for those drops.
Yeah.
But like we would say, they're a 70-80% god roll.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Yeah. On the way, certainly.
Yeah.
And also too is remember everyone, we're getting 100 more vault slots once the final shape comes out, so go ahead and just farm away. Now's the time. Yeah. Sorry, Kelsey, were you gonna say something more?
Yeah.
Well, now's the time unless you have like nearly 600 on your vault space, which some of the people in my party team are. Not naming names because that would be rude, and I would never call my friends out like that.
We also just wanted to make sure people weren't completely at the mercy of RNG when it comes to getting these limited edition variants. So if you log in, you do those quests at our site, you can get one guaranteed copy of a limited edition of each weapon with that curated role.
Yeah. See, we're getting, again, I think, obviously, Tom is here in the heat of battle, so to speak, but the origin trait, we just got another question about, actually. So for the folks at home, it's Indomitability, or?
Yes.
Thank you, all right. And that one, can you, again, walk through that origin trait for us one more time?
Yeah, so on Final Blows, it grants you grenade energy if you're running a light subclass.
Oh, here we go, we got it on screen.
Yeah, there we go. So yeah, which would be Arc Void or Solo, or melee energy if you're running a Darkness subclass, which is Stasis or Strand.
Got it, okay. So I can go in, there's a Stasis Man, and just throw all the shurikens I possibly have. Yeah, there's a more technical name for that, I'm sorry, I got it wrong out of the gate. All right, let's see here. And also too, actually, we talked kind of at the beginning about what it was like to sort of pare down this list of weapons down to 12. Can you tell us a little bit about that process? I can't imagine it was anywhere near as simple.
12 was a really small number when you're looking at that set of weapons. And if we'd gone by lists on the internet or even internally
Yeah.
could easily have ended up being half hand cannons. We had to restricted ourselves to 2. We could easily have made the cut. That we just couldn't.
It could have been half hand.
recommend.
This list could have
I
been
mean,
half
honestly, though,
hand
between Midnight Q and
cannons.
Lunas Howl, like a very, very solid cast to go ahead and come out of the gate here with.
Oh yeah,
Bruh.
they're really strong. And,
They,
yeah, we definitely wanted to get that spread of experience across the first few years of Destiny 2 as well.
Yeah, honestly, and also too,
You
is
could have
even,
brought Pally
recalling
back.
all the way back to the Black Armory. You know, that's I think a set
If
of weapons.
okay, to be honest, if raid weapons were on the table to be released, you could have brought back Pally. Like, if raid weapons that are more exclusive than Nightfall weapons were on the table, you could have brought back Pally, but you didn't. All right, I see how it is. Bungie.
That so many of us think back to so fondly. You know, again, I think one of the goals here was to go ahead and retain that original feel. You know, you guys went ahead and added in a bunch of new perks. Can you tell us what that process was like in terms of making sure those perks matched up with that feel of the weapon?
Yeah, and in cases where we have multiple weapons in the same archetype shipping, so we've got 2 pulse rifles, 2 hand cannons, we assigned those to different designers and like made sure that the roles that they occupy in the sandbox were sufficiently different. We also would look at the most popular roles that the weapons had originally and make sure that
I don't know if Luna's House Firefly.
weapons and meant having to redesign some perks, which would be too strong in today's sandbox.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. But yeah, and then introducing, like when you go and you look at a blast furnace in your vault or something, you're like, man, I wish I could roll X perk that came out after that, right? Like,
Yeah.
And made sure we put a few of those in there as well.
Yeah, and there's also, I'm not sure if we've seen it on screen yet, but there's a new perk that'll be joining this pool as well, won't there?
Yeah, there is. There's in this build, it's called Last Stand. The shipping name is different.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a pretty sweet perk. If we could bring up the description of that when Tom is out of danger.
Which weapon is that?
There was one. It was on Blast Furnace, I think. Yeah.
Let me get a shot.
Oh, there we go. All right, well, we'll let him defend himself briefly. But we do have a couple questions from chat as well. So there's one that asks, Flo's Knuckles, I believe. There we go. Can we grind Onslaught multiple...
Weapon final blows grant bonus damage. Melee and grenade final blows grant a larger damage to the bonus that can stack. Holy shit. That's either going to be busted as hell, or the equivalent of hitting something or someone with a wet paper towel and calling it damage. That's usually how these perks work.
times for multiple drops. I'm assuming this is just go ahead and dive on in and grind to your heart's content.
Yes, you'll be getting weapons every run. You'll also be getting currency from shacks that you can bring back, and you can throw in that chest that I showed you. So you can just keep opening that chest. Just keep going.
Dive on in, honestly. Yeah, go ahead and chase that roll, whatever you want. Also, too, one more quick question from chat. Mega125358, pardon me, Mega, asks, can you take the limited edition ornament off and put it on another copy of the weapon, or is it just on that one weapon?
So you can remove it, you can't put it on something else.
Cool.
It's locked to the weapon that it dropped on.
Makes sense, yeah. I mean, honestly, when it looks that good, you just gotta go ahead and stick with what you got, you know?
Okay, but like, how do you get it? Like, you're not telling. How do you get the limited time edition over the normal one? Is it just a drop, just like every other weapon? Does it have a chance to drop? Because they're not saying, and I want to know.
Yeah, if players have a favorite shader that they want to put on a weapon, they can remove it and put the shader on.
Yeah, that's true.
Can't shade the ornament.
You can go ahead and photo finish it up to your heart's content, obviously, that opportunity. Or super black, obviously, when the time arrives. All right. So, Tom, what are you running right now?
I've just been hopping around with all the weapons here. Now I've got Blast Furnace and LC's rifle on. I know double primary isn't always meta, but
We're going to make it meta for the sake of this.
they're both pretty solid weapons.
For purposes of illustration.
Now here's that new perk that you both were talking about, Last Stand. On
Again, reminder, this
Blast
name will be
Furnace.
changing in the live version.
Yep.
Yeah, so weapon final blows grant bonus damage. Melee and grenade final blows grant a larger damage bonus that can stack. So once you get this perk really rolling, it's very strong.
Yeah.
Sustain it.
Nice way to go ahead and clear out a bunch of red bars and then take down that yellow bar with ease if
Yeah.
you go ahead and do everything correctly.
Yeah, it ties nicely into the origin trait as well, because the origin trait grants you energy for your abilities, and then you get bonus damage for getting ability final blows.
Yeah, really creates that loop, honestly. You just become the self-fulfilling prophecy of death at that point. which as a Guardian is never a bad place to find yourself, frankly. Let's see here. Actually, also too is, I know we touched obviously on Chris's personal favorite being Blastburtus. Kelsey, was there anything when you saw this land back on the list of the Brave Arsenal where you were like, finally, that one's back?
I was real excited about Luna's Howl.
I mean, that's just smart, honestly. That just makes sense. Tom, how about you? Is there anything in particular that obviously having taken such a big hand in helping design and sort of define all this stuff, what are your favorite weapons and roles that have come out of this?
I'm pretty basic, pretty easy. I really am excited about Recluse and Mountaintop.
Yeah.
Like I just love that combo of being able to like get in close with an SMG and get the damage perk going and feeling really powerful, then being able to switch to the grenade launcher and fire off some like little mini rockets and be able to play around with getting a little more airborne is just like, it's just fun.
Okay, but here's the thing. Actually, that might be one of my go-to special weapons in the kinetic slot. Mountaintop. Mountaintop might be a new go-to whenever I don't feel like using a kinetic character or kinetic.
To be honest, unless Mountaintop can roll with blind disorienting grenades, I don't think anyone's going to be running an endgame.
Probably not, unfortunately, because endgame you kind of need a decent build.
Or even in raids, they're not going to be running.
I mean, if you can physics you, it could actually get you out of danger as well if you play it right. So there is some endgame potential for it, but
it's unlikely that it's going to be used.
And it honestly, I don't think you can roll disorienting grenades just because like if you shoot it at yourself, you're just gonna blind yourself.
I mean, we'll find out tomorrow.
What do you mean tomorrow?
They mention it.
I can already imagine some Strand Hunter doing that above me and then immediately diving on top of me.
He said I can imagine the Strand Hunter using Mountaintop to get over him and then using the snaring slam. True.
And I look forward to not accidentally blowing myself up, but it's a lot harder to do now. Like I remember with Mountaintop back in the day, I would just shoot my feet on purpose, and it was usually like an instant death, and so you can really you get a lot more up close and personal with it.
Yeah, let's see. Fit nicely into a lot of builds. Honestly, I can already see a Tommy's Matchbook build with that. Just floating up there in the sky as a warlock, just murdering everyone. But that is to say, now there's an opportunity for more than just warlocks to be the floating weapon platforms out there.
True. Very true. That just brings more options for warlocks to not be the only floaty class out there.
No.
Yes, you saw our invis. We're stealing your floating.
No.
It's a fair trade.
It's not.
It's a fair trade. You stole our hunter invis. We need something back from Titans now. They stole our dodge.
I know, Kelsey. I'm sorry. we can share.
Yes.
No, we can't share. Violence.
Particularly with the redesign of Manticore, there's a fun strategy. I don't know how super effective it is, but like Mountaintop to launch yourself way up into the air.
Yeah.
Switch over to Manticore.
Yeah.
You can just hover around.
I will not be using
Just
Manticore.
Seems like a fever dream I had one time, honestly. Also, too, for the folks at home that may not have seen the Manticore kind of redesign, can you tell us a little bit, too, about how the intrinsic perk on that works now?
Manticore got redesigned.
The base functionality, the way you use the weapon is fairly similar. We've tightened up its activation, so it will no longer activate if you're running downstairs and that kind of thing, which is pretty irritating. You can also just deactivate it by holding reload, and it will do that quick special reload animation.
Oh, very nice.
Before you have to wait for it to expire or switch off the weapon.
Yeah.
And then the catalyst, instead of just giving you damage resistance, now gives you a void overshield, which of course also gives you damage resistance, but can tie into void builds in a pretty synergistic way.
Very nice, honestly. Yeah, between that, Devour, the whole nine, obviously, there's going to be a lot of mobile weapon.
Survivability as well. It also decreases enemy accuracy against you, similar to the always on
what?
So yeah, between that, Devour, the whole nine, obviously, there's going to be a lot of mobile weapon.
Survivability as well. It also decreases enemy accuracy against you, similar to the always on time Sparrow.
So you know about Manticore?
Yes.
It decreases enemy aggro. Of course it does. I'm still not using
You've
it.
got a ton more like damage resistance. You've got an overshield, and enemies are missing you all the time. So it's,
I'm still not using it.
Combined with being able to launch yourself up into the air easily with mountaintop. It's good fun.
That's also too, actually. We got a question from chat that is, what's the difference between the new perk and Golden Tricorn? They sound pretty similar.
They do have kind of similar functionality. The big one is that the Golden Tricorn bonus is large, but doesn't stack once you get it. So the uptime on the new perk, whose name I can't remember, it's not in this book, we changed it, is that the uptime is higher.
Excellent, okay. Makes sense. Also, it's we got another chat as well. Chat question, pardon me, I should say. Will the weapon ornaments for Luna's Howl and the Recluse be equipable for the new versions of those weapons?
Yes, they will.
Oh, awesome.
Both for the
Recluse be another chat as well. Chat question, pardon me, I should say. Will the weapon ornaments for Luna's Howl and the Recluse be equipable for the new versions of those weapons?
Yes, they will.
Oh, awesome.
Both for the base versions and for the variants, you can equip any ornaments that you've got. Players have already noticed that some of those are showing up later in the season in the Bright Dust Storm.
For anyone out there that might go ahead and check through the databases, they might have noticed something potentially.
Yep.
Yeah, we can't say yes or no, but maybe. Firm maybe, certainly. Excellent. All right, so we're doing a pretty good job here. Tom, I got to say, it seems like you're making some pretty good, quick work of these lost sectors.
Yeah, I mean,
it's like he's played them before.
Maybe once or twice, potentially. You never know.
I did work on EDZ. It's been a while, though.
So Tom, actually also too is, as you've kind of been helping sort of build a lot of what Into the Light is going to be, what was the role that these weapons played? Like, why is Shaxx choosing now to go ahead and re-equip us with this particular set of antiquities?
True.
And part of the idea is that it's like this forbidden arsenal, right? The things that aren't, that we've kind of set aside.
It's not forbidden.
In the Crucible and other spaces, and now in this kind of dire time with our backs against the wall, we need to, kind of set aside those conventions and really take every advantage we can in the fight against the Witness, and kind of like having players in this moment, with Into the Light, it's a great time to hop in and play if you haven't been playing, or if you want to catch up, and we're going to give you the weapons you need to be ready for the final shape. Like, as long as you show up every week, you do the work, you're going to get like an incredible arsenal.
Yeah, particularly if you had been looking at some of the meta heavy grenade launchers. You can just walk in and get Edge in transit and be competitive already.
Yeah. And also too, I just got word from back at home that also Noah is apparently back at home after last week's stream in chat, cheering everyone on. So if everyone out there wants to give him a quick great in chat, now's the time. He's listening. Excellent. Alrighty.
I really like auto-loading hoster on Mountaintop.
Oh yeah.
I've got
It's basically
a fighting line
auto-loading mountain
loadout that
auto-loading mountain
hinges pretty heavily on auto-loading holster
it's
because I
basically
never
like
want to stop
Witherhoard.
shooting any grenades. I'm one of those. I'm sorry, everyone.
Except for doesn't do DOT.
We're getting some love for no in the chat. All right, love to see it. So also too, actually, over the course of developing kind of this new reward structure, was there anything about it where you're like, all right, this is the moment. Like, Onslaught is set up just right. Like, what was it like kind of building this structure for players to go ahead and just reinvest in, I guess?
Yeah. I think when we finally got the loot explosion going,
Yeah.
there was this whole conversation and how we wanted to feel when you open the chest and all this stuff, and all these people working together doing tech stuff to make sure it all worked great and everyone doing their part, and then finally getting in there and just running through and seeing everything just I guess all of your work just flying through the air in space was just really satisfying, and it really felt like it was coming together. I'm also really partial to when we start getting more icons and world art coming in. The space really started to feel tangible when Shaxx finally had the guns in his hands in the and all the hollow Shaxxes from out.
Midnight Coup.
Like this,
Did you guys have that vision of the hollow Shaxxes right away? You were like, this is how we want it to be, or was it just what was the evolution of that space like when you guys were building it?
It was really fun working with world art and all this stuff. We had a bunch of people in the room, everyone who's dedicated to the space in some capacity, and we were just brainstorming together and laughing and coming up with all these fun ideas. So it was a huge collaborative process, and I think that's what's so magical about working in games, is you get to work with all these people who know all these things that you don't, and make something so cool and awesome.
Yeah. Actually, also too, we got one more quick question from chat that caught my eye. Is the Master of Arms perk as powerful as before?
No, it's had to be toned down a little bit.
Fair. Yeah.
I'm not surprised.
It's still very strong. But yeah, that original version is pretty wild.
Kind of in a league of its own, certainly.
Was that supposed to pay? There's no way. Kinetic Forces. Was that this season?
I think so.
All right, Tom. So what's your what's your strat right now? Is it basically just Old West gunslinger?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't had a
Oh,
chance
it's
to
double
play
hand
with
cannon.
all these guns either, so I'm just having fun over here. Like you can do your stream over there. I'm just gonna play with Midnight Coup here, which it just feels so snappy and crispy. Like it just got.
I mean, we'll see when players get hands on it. How they feel about it.
Explosive rounds and kinetic tremors. Is that what it has? Or
Yeah,
That's right.
like you can just. You don't even really need to be that accurate, I guess, with this roll. I can just kind of shoot around enemies. And
make them dance like in the Old West.
Pretty sure this is still the highest aim assist of any legendary hand cannon in the game too.
Oh, is that so?
Okay, yeah.
That's what are some roles, by the way? So obviously, I think they each kind of have their different PvP and PvE flavors. But in the PvE trenches, are there any roles in particular with this new kind of set of perks that you were really caught off guard by or surprised by?
I mean, Firefly Kinetic Tremors is really, really strong. I think that was actually the role that Noah was running last week.
Yeah, he was making it look pretty good, thankfully.
Nah, that's not cap. Kinetic Tremors, Firefly and Kinetic Tremors on Midnight Goose strong. Cap. Yet, because the thing is, you have to have sustained, for Kinetic Tremors to actually work, you have to have sustained damage.
And if you're gonna 99, like most of the time.
And most of the time, ads are like the only time I could see Kinetic Tremors actually being useful is when they become more bullet spongy. Which that's most is most end game content, but in like everyday content, you're not gonna be Kinetic Tremors isn't gonna be proccing as much. So there is a use for Kinetic Tremors on it, but it's not gonna be like in every scenario that it's gonna be working, which is why I'm hoping when I eventually end up getting the limited time edition that it doesn't drop with Kinetic Tremors and it drops with something better than it in the second column.
Noah's all right at the game, as it turns out.
Yeah. What else? I think the role that we've got here on Edge Transit, which is Cascade Point left column.
Yeah.
Being able to just like mag dump
Yeah.
a whole drum grenade launcher, it's really strong.
Yeah.
The burst damage potential is wild.
And also, too, actually, another question from chat. To get the double perk rolls on the weapons, do you have to do higher level onslaughts, or is there a chance for them to drop with double perks in each column regardless?
There is always a chance. Those are the limited edition variants.
Yeah. And also, too, just a quick...
Thank you, Bungie. You answered the question that's been running in my mind. Thank you, Bungie. Thank you. It was about the how you get the limited time editions over the normal ones.
Yes.
They just drop. They just have a chance to drop. What? That's what they said.
We all know they're about to have like this 1% copium drop rate.
Please don't tell. There's no way they're gonna have. If anything, they should have a higher drop rate because they're limited at time.
Maybe.
That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying is they should have they should have the drop rate increased for since they're only gonna be in the game for like 2 months, and then once they rotate out, they're gone. Once they're gone, they're gone. That's because if they're gonna make it limited time, may as well make it so as many players can get them as possible while they're here, so you don't have big FOMO complaining on like, oh, I wasn't able to get this weapon, so it's just like I don't like this game and like all that.
Reminder is the quests from from our site rather. Those ones have a higher chance of giving you one of the limited edition variants, or
Those give you the curated ones, right?
Yes, those are the curated ones. So pretty much that's a guarantee that you can get them. But anytime you get a brave weapon, there's a chance that it will have the double perks and the awesome appearance on it. So
Very cool.
That was actually a really fun thing. Once it kind of got that implemented, playing through the first time, you just naturally got one.
Yeah.
Like if you
Okay, yeah, that's gonna be that is gonna be awesome. Cause they say every time you get a brave weapon, it has a chance to drop as the limited time edition.
Yes.
So I'm assuming it's 50-50. or 25.75 or something like that. Some stupid ridiculousness like that. I mean, still, they're at least you don't have to play high-end content to get these things, because they're only gonna be in the game for 2 months.
High-end content.
No.
It's like, oh, I got one. I got a limited edition.
Chance to drop rate, I bet.
All right. Here's what's gonna happen. You and Dalen are gonna get them. Week 1, you're gonna keep getting them, and then I'm not gonna get them until the last week. That's how it's gonna work. And then next time we do the dungeon, you two are. Actually, the dungeon's available this week. But anytime we do the dungeon again, y'all two are gonna get the exotic, and I'm not gonna get it. That's how it's gonna work. All right.
No.
I'm glad we could come to this agreement.
It's just a really fun.
It's
fun
kind
feeling.
of even just that excitement of like when you're out there doing a dungeon farm or whatever the case is, and you're checking through all the guns that are sitting in your mailbox, and you're just like, oh, that initial set of rolls is pretty cool, and then you click in and you're like, wait, I can curate this to exactly what I want it to be. Like that moment's always pretty rewarding, honestly. So as a quick reminder to everyone in chat, so the Brave Arsenal will be able to drop from Onslaught at every stage, was it? Every 10 levels?
Yes, every set.
Excellent. Okay, set. Thank you very much. All right.
Yeah, so it's gonna be more efficient to do the longer one than over the shortest playlist one, because you over the longer one you'll have more chance to get those, but in the limited time one you only get to go to wave 10 and then that's it.
See, we have the experts here, obviously. All right, Tom, what's next on the list? Which lost sector is going to wilt against your powers?
I think I'm gonna go, and I don't know what it's called, but it's on the top of the rocks here, I think, right? That's where it's at? I'm trying to remember.
I think so. You just go ahead and drop on down in.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Those fallen aren't going to be safe for long.
Yeah, can't die from full damage anymore.
It's true. Who could possibly do that? That's what we have the mountaintop to do, or to use for rather to get those kills on ourselves.
Oh, wrong way.
Oh.
This is the right way.
And actually, also too, so
and
a
not
lot of questions in chat
being
about
bad at the game are never going to
pools
beat
of
these
perks that are going to
allegations.
be available. The
They're
weapons
never
are going to be available.
I'm sometimes bad at the game. I decide
also got ahead and authored a
allegations.
blog that will be hitting Bungie.net tomorrow, I believe.
What?
And your team over on the weapons team, they're going to be available. The weapons are going to be available. Questions in chat about the pools of perks that are going to be available. The weapons are going to be available. You and your team over on the weapons team have also gone ahead and authored a blog that will be hitting Bungie.net tomorrow, I believe.
Yeah, that's going to list out all of the weapons and all of the perks that can appear on them. So.
Okay, well, now we have our answer. It's coming tomorrow. Okay, copium.
It's not that bad.
It's copium because it's going to take until tomorrow to get here.
Yeah.
No mystery about the perk pools as of tomorrow.
Yeah, excellent. So there will be plenty of opportunities for all the build crafters out there to go ahead and go nuts and kind of imagine their most exciting opportunities, really.
That's also true. I'll be there tomorrow.
Actually, so also
Okay,
too, we've talked a lot about the Brave Arsenal. Let's go ahead and touch on the parade set again. What was kind of the inspiration behind that set and kind of bringing it forward now? This is kind of like a full circle moment, rather, that I know Tom was mentioning. But why is Shaxx choosing now to equip us with this armor set?
I frankly wasn't as involved in those kind of conversations.
No, it's okay.
It was actually really
Here we go.
fun. Look beautiful. Kind of waiting to see how we're gonna end up looking in the end, because we weren't really sure right away which armor set we were getting, and
Here we go.
So excited to see him in the chest.
Yeah, it was. I think honestly that first look at them in the key art. Obviously there was that initial glimpse.
Yeah.
And it's weird because even as good as they looked, they were almost like everyone was just immediately captivated by Onslaught, immediately captivated by like, is that Blast Furnace in that Warlock's hands? Who knows?
If you're trying to bring back players' favorites, like there is so much nostalgia for that parade armor set.
Yeah.
Like, bringing that back and updating it a little bit. Like I still run the parade armor set on my character from time to time as well.
Gotta have that classic look, obviously.
Yeah.
And obviously getting a chance to go ahead and chase down Super Black doesn't hurt either.
Looks very cool when you break it out of containment. Won't say much.
Excellent. Alrighty.
You break it out of containment. Apparently there's an animation once you break Super Black out of its containment.
Yes.
Cringe.
So let's go ahead and take one more quick run through. So is there anything else actually? So I know we've had a chance to.
By the way they're talking about it, they seem like it's gonna be time. They make it seem like it's gonna be time gated for a while.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
because there's 2 months of this, right?
Uh-huh.
And each one of those weapon quests had had Roman numeral under them.
Oh,
It had 2, 3, 5. It had 2, 3, 4, and 5, and I think 6 actually. I don't think I saw 5. So
they can't. No, they can.
No. Because we can go back to.
They can't do 4 weeks. I meant 6 weeks.
Hold up. We're an hour in, okay. Yeah, we're like an hour in, but see? 2, 3, 4, and 6.
So that means there's 2 more quests that they're not showing us?
No. That means we won't get that. That either means there's two quests that they aren't showing us, or these are when these unlock week 2, week 3, week 4, and week 6. And these I'm assuming these ones are the weekly weapon quests because they literally are the weapons, right?
Yes.
I'm assuming these, but actually these are weeklies as well. I'm looking at these are just the normal dailies, and these are the weeklies. It seems.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I wonder if you could probably keep those.
Probably.
For bounty prep, but these seem like they're actually going to be the week. The only reason I say these ones are going to be the weekly quest is because, well, obviously it says quest, but the Roman numerals are kind of giveaway, like week 2, week 3, week 4, and week 6. And they said this is time gated. They didn't show it. They didn't show it off. They didn't do anything. They didn't even hover over it. Mm-hmm. So that means I'm assuming it's after all of these.
Yeah, which something.
Yeah, which means that means this this isn't going to be attainable until week 6 of Into the Light, which is in May. I believe it's second. No, it's second week in May.
It's the last week of May.
No, it's not.
Because we get this on the 9th.
Yes.
There's 2 weeks into April.
Yes. Oh shit.
2 weeks.
Wait.
Because 2 weeks will be the end of April. The 2 week another 2 weeks it'll be the middle of May, and then the next the final 2 weeks will be at the end, basically the beginning of June.
Yeah.
No, it won't. They can't do it that way. The math doesn't add up. They can't do it that way.
Week 2.
No,
week 2. It's weeks. So yes. It does make. They can do it like that.
They can.
Yeah, they can. Week 1 is next week, right? Week 1 is in 2 weeks, right? Week 2 is that next week. Week 3 is that next week. Week 4 is that next week.
Yes.
So that's the first week of May.
Yes.
And then 2 weeks later, that final quest comes out, and that's the third week of May.
Yes.
So the math does work out. So it's either going to be time gated until that third week of May, or there's 2 quests that we don't know about that they're hiding.
Or they're just hiding it entirely, and the quest is actually on a time schedule to its release.
Yeah.
Which, if that's the case, that's copium.
If that's the case, if my theory is correct, that means no one will be getting the shader until the third week of May, which is basically final shape.
But I'm being honest. If they're saying it's time gate, I feel like it's not even going to be unlockable until the final week of the thing.
I wouldn't be surprised
because they need play time. They need to increase player numbers. So I feel like it's not going to be unlockable until the last week. But then again,
and they need pre-order numbers
and they need them pre-order numbers to go up. They need play time to go up. They need all that to go up.
Yeah.
But But at the same time, it's not the developers' fault that if it's like that, it's not the developers' fault that it's like that.
It's the fucking higher ups. It's the higher ups at Bungie executives.
Excellent. All right.
Okay, anyways.
Also, you were an hour and 18 minutes.
So let's go ahead and take one more quick run.
Oh my god. That's 2 seconds. I'm not going ahead.
Is there anything else, actually? So I know we've had a chance to walk through the Brave Arsenal. Tom, in particular on your side, we've gone ahead and kind of gone around the horn over here. Is there anything about this kind of new set of weapons and sort of the role they play in Into the Light that's got you excited about kind of the overall sandbox now that we're going to have available to us?
4, 8.
I'm really excited about.
What are you counting?
A lot of these weapons are.
Wait a second. Wait, what are you counting?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, never mind.
What?
The math worked out. Never mind.
What?
I was about to say, hold on. There's 2 weapons they're not showing us.
There's
there's
a weapon. No, there's a weapon.
No, I know that, but I was counting this and not these weapons in as well. Just like, hold on, later.
They're not god rolls, but they're pretty close to it. Like if you show up every week and you do the weekly quest, you're gonna get something that is really pretty powerful. And
Guardian Ring 5.
It's gonna be like, for example, just looking at like the hammerhead here. It's got rampage.
Yeah, they're at Guardian Ring 5.
Incredible,
Never stops
like for PvE, it just never stops firing, right?
Yeah.
Like, and then you're also increasing damage every time you take an enemy out, which is cool. And I could look at each one of these weapons too, and they like, I think we might have glossed over it earlier, but the edge transit with cascade point, like you get a kill, and then you can dump the whole mag in like 2 or 3 seconds, which is really powerful.
2 to 3 seconds. You can dump the whole mag in 2 to 3 seconds for
synergies between these weapons. Like I was even like Mountaintop, Recluse, and Cascade Edge Transit felt great. Like I could like use the SMG while my Mountaintop is reloading, and then like getting kills with those activates Cascade Point, and I could swap over and dump the mag for Edge Transit, and like I could see similar things with Hammerhead and for Barons, or with Elsie's rifle.
Yeah.
And then like there's also just some classic weapons here that I really miss that I'm really excited for Blast Furnace to be back, and I'm excited to see what it does to the meta with these being like relevant in the power game again.
All the
and
weapons
being something that is accessible to players new and old.
Because I feel like there's
someone who spends a lot of time in the Crucible. I'm terrified already. Proctor, thank you very much for all the hard work on that. To you and yours, obviously. All right, so I think we're probably getting to a point now. We've gone ahead and checked out the rewards. We've checked out the new social space. We've checked out the Brave Arsenal. It's probably about time for us to go ahead and start wrapping things up here. Mr. Tom Farnsworth, when you get an opportunity, feel free to go ahead and rejoin us. Relinquish your hold from the throne world, obviously. This is so fast. Your jump ship was right in orbit, wasn't it?
Right here.
I hear it's lovely this time of year out there in the throne world.
Yeah, I mean, everyone's Noah and Kelsey have been keeping it warm for me in there.
That's true. All right, fair enough. Yeah, and again, we can use some sword logic later to expand it when the time comes. But for right now, we've gone ahead and done our job. Well, for starters, thank you all so much for taking time to join us to talk us through, obviously, the Hall of Champions, talk us through the Brave Arsenal, through everything with Into the Light. It's been a great show. So thank you guys for starters for taking the time to join us today.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Yeah, thanks.
Absolutely.
Our
And also,
pleasure.
too, as a quick reminder, again, to everyone, we'll be back next week, the same Bungie time, same Bungie place.
For
to have
the
another
last
live
live
stream
stream.
about everything. Some more stuff coming with Destiny 2 Into the Light.
Wait, what?
To have another live stream about everything, or some more stuff coming with Destiny 2 Into the Light, including some exotic mission, some exotic mission content, and the craftable weapons that'll be available to them. Chat, I saw you mentioning some stuff about that potentially, so come back next week. Also, we'll be gonna go ahead and walk through the PvP map pack as well. So if you want to see everything that's gonna be coming in those 3 maps, next week will be your time. And there might be a few more additional surprises that we'll have in store for you. Never know, and also too, the final thing we're going to go ahead and make sure you close with is, as a quick reminder, of course, with the arrival of the final shape, you'll be able to get 100 more slots in your vault. As you can go ahead and see here on camera, we put it to good use ourselves. We had some edge transit rolls. We knew that this was the time and place to go ahead and
Where's the bleach? Where's the bleach?
a lot of them in there. So we now have those, thankfully, in safekeeping now for the arrival of the witness.
Ready.
Never hurts. All right, everyone. Well, thank you all so much for taking the time to join us today. We'll see you back here next week at the same Bungie time, same Bungie place. But in the meantime, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and we'll see you all Starside.
Okay. So exotic missions are being next week.
Yes.
Along with crafted weapons in said exotic missions.
Yes.
Along with the PvP map pack and other various things.
Yes.
So they're just talking about more stuff that they're adding.
Yes.
So that means the potential for the reprised raid weapons are there for next week.
I think so. But also, I'm not 100% sure. But they said this was the last major update, right?
No, they did not.
No, it has to be because there's
the last major update for what? Before Final Shape?
Before Final Shape.
Yes, this whole thing is the last major update
then
before
they have
Final
to be
Shape.
adding the character customization change thing in this update.
Imagine they're not, and it's in Final
If
Shape.
they do not,
if it's in Final
then
Shape,
they lied to the players about it being in before Final Shape because there's no possible way that they could fit it into another small update, and I doubt they're gonna do any more small updates.
If it's in Final Shape,
they lied to us.
No.
Yes, they did.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. But that does also mean something massive is going to happen to our Guardian in Final Shape. That's what that means.
Cap.
If they're letting us,
and then secondly, they wouldn't reveal that. They would not tell us.
They would.
Actually, fuck. Never mind. I just realized the showcase is on the 9th. Fuck.
Yeah, the showcase is on the 9th. So, oh wait, that's what we're gonna be watching. I'm not live streaming that shit. I'm not live streaming. I wanna live stream again. That's the tough part. I could buy the Ethernet cord and do that all today. I'm not going to though, so cringe. Anyways, I've rambled on long enough. This man has rambled on long enough. He has his own channel.
Yes.
We don't need to know about that though, so you only need to focus on this channel. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys next week for the final live stream, and then the following, either that next day or the day after that, should be vault cleaning, and then maybe I'll have some Fortnite clips in here and there to hold you over until the 9th, which is when I will be personally recording the initial reactions and all that shit, or live streaming it depending on what happens. But yeah,
the fail.
No, I will not fail.
We will botch the first legend run.
If we botch the first legend run, I blame everyone except for myself, unless I die more. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. Remember to always stay awesome, stay frosty, stay safe, and stay gaming out there, guys. I'm so excited for this, for Into Light personally. But thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Later.